The purpose of this video is to help familiarize yourself with the content of your MindTap for World Languages course. This video is being done with a Spanish course, but all of the MindTap for World Languages titles should be very, very similar. I encourage you, as you go through your course and you identify content, that you keep notes so that you are essentially building an outline of your syllabus as you make your decisions. So we want to make sure that we are in outline view here at the top. And then I'm actually going to start this video by looking at all of the options at the bottom of the MindTap. Now, I know many foreign language courses use the same book for both 101 and 102, so don't be intimidated if all 15 chapters are showing. We can easily hide the chapters that you don't cover in the course you're building. So in all of the MindTap for World Languages, there is pronunciation practice. This pronunciation practice is done by chapter, and it can count towards the grade, or it can be marked as practice if you don't want it to count towards the student's grade. But what it is the students are basically doing audio flashcards and recording themselves and mastering their pronunciation of the words. So the students will be given the vocabulary items for each chapter, and then they will have to record themselves saying the words up until mastery. So it grades what they're saying and tells them that, that they either need to try again or that they got it correct. And once they get it correct, they can move on to the next term. The one thing I will say is this can be done on their phone, so it's a lot easier on your phone than having to go through all this configuring audio. But I suggest for you as a professor to understand what exactly this assignment is, that you go through the activity and you attempt it. So as you can see, they would play the pronunciation and then they would record. Keep that. It will capture their audio and then it will grade them. I got incorrect, try again. I can record again. I can listen to the word again. Eventually it would tell me that I got it correct and go on to the next term. That I want to look at is the ebook. So the ebook is word for word, page for page is the print book. It even outlines which pages from the textbook it is, and it is right here underneath the ebook folder. Now I'm going to scroll up to chapter 2, and we're going to look at some of the activities. So there are lots of activities. As you can see, for chapter 2, there's 96 total activities. So it's really important that you kind of go through and figure out which ones you want to use for your course. Each chapter is broken down into sections. There's vocabulary sections, there's sentence structure sections, there's culture sections, there's all different kinds of sections. And within each section, there is going to be different types of assignments. So there are 5 steps to the MindTap for World Languages learning path: ready, learn it, practice it, use it activities, and then under review, there's got it activities. So the ACR in the order of the steps is going to be the amount of scaffolding that they have. So if we scroll up and we look at some of these ready assignments, the ready assignments are going to have a lot of scaffolding for students. It's essentially going to bring the answers up on one screen, and then they're going to have a question on the other screen. So it's a lot of scaffolding, very low stakes, confidence building type activity. So the students would go over here, they'd watch the video, and then they would answer the questions based on the video. Activities, there's still going to be a lot of scaffolding, but a little bit less. So again, you can see this is a video activity. So again, the students are going to watch the video and they're going to answer questions based on what they've heard. Okay, it does give them right here the ability to review the directions for each type of activity, ask them, tells them what they need to do to get 100%, when to click try it, and what do all the options mean. So they would click got it. They would go through, they would listen to their vocabulary words, and then they would complete the exercises. Now you can see up here there's multiple pages to this activity. Moving on, after ready and learn it, we're going to look at practice it assignments. The bulk of assignments are practice it, and in the coming videos you will see how to use filters and settings to identify very quickly which assignments are which step in the learning path. And practice is going to take a little bit more of the scaffolding away. So you can see they actually have to click review it for the material to come up here, and they have to click into it more so it's not as obvious, a little less scaffolding as they go through. And I'm just hitting these arrows right here to close out that assignment and open the next one. And then when you move into the use it activity, and these are actually going to be, for this specific chapter, these are bongo activities where students actually have to record themselves using the vocabulary of the lecture or of the lesson. And as I said before, you are able to, they'll be able to record their audio right here after they play the role of the teacher, speaking to a parent, and then submit it. Now, moving forward in the videos that are coming up in this training series, you'll see how to create all these different types of activities. And then once they get down to the got it activities, there's very little scaffolding, and it's very much more of a mastery, or do the students truly got the material type activity. So there's several different ways you can use all these different types of assignments. It's really up to you and how you decide to use them. But I do suggest going through at least one chapter in depth to kind of make some decisions about how you want to use the assignments. The other thing is in the Spanish world languages, MindTap for World Languages, there's this Ready for Spanish. This is a pre-test. It's often used in the 102 sections to see what students retain from their first Spanish course. So if you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out to your learning consultant or your DSS. We are here and happy to help.